You're welcome to my channel. We are still continuing with our topic tax administration, and in this video we are going to be looking at objections and appeals of a taxpayer. We shall start with the objection procedure. An objection is a process where a taxpayer submits his disagreement with a decision or omission made by the commissioner in regards to their tax position. When the taxpayer is not satisfied by the decision that was made by the commissioner or their tax position, they can object, and that is what we call an objection. A person who is dissatisfied with a tax decision may lodge an objection with the commissioner within 45 days. So the person has 45 days to lodge for an objection with the commissioner. It shall be in writing in the prescribed form and shall state the grounds upon which it is made and contain sufficient evidence to support an objection. So the objection is supposed to be put in writing, and you must give reasons as to why you're objecting the decisions of the commissioner or your tax position. Then a taxpayer may apply in writing to the commissioner for an extension of time to lodge an objection, and the commissioner may, if satisfied with the grounds upon which the application is made, grant an extension for such period as the commissioner determines. So in case you do not lodge for an objection within 45 days, you can apply in writing to the commissioner and request for extension of time to lodge for an objection. And if you have good reasons or valid reasons and the commissioner is satisfied, he or she can extend the period for lodging an objection. The commissioner may accept an objection where the commissioner is satisfied that a person was prevented from lodging an objection within the stipulated time owing to. So in case the commissioner may be satisfied because of some of these reasons. First, when you were absent from Uganda. Then secondly, when you were sick, maybe you were in coma for 45 days. And any other reasonable cause. Or when there has not been any reasonable delay by the person in lodging tax objection within the stipulated time when it wasn't out of your own cause. The commissioner may, upon application in writing by the taxpayer, extend the time for lodging in an objection where the commissioner is satisfied with the ground upon which the application was made. So let's look at the requirements when objecting. What are the necessary requirements when objecting? First is that the commissioner may consider the objection if the taxpayer has furnished a return in respect of default or advance assessment. In case you've been giving tax authority the information that is needed, you've been furnishing returns. Then the commissioner's decision can, in respect to tax assessment, affirm, reduce, increase, or otherwise vary the assessment. And lastly, the commissioner has to serve the notes of an objection to the person objecting. The commissioner has to serve a notice of an objection to the person objecting within 90 days from the date of receipt of an objection. After the commissioner receiving your objection, within 90 days, you're supposed to get feedback. Now let's look at the appeals to tax appeals tribunal. Appeals to tax appeals tribunal, also known as TAT. An appeal arises where a taxpayer is dissatisfied with the way the commissioner has handled an objection. So in case you get back the feedback from the commissioner and you're not satisfied, you can appeal to the tax appeals tribunal. An appeal arises where the taxpayer is dissatisfied with the way the commissioner has handled an objection or the objection decision. The Tax Appeals Tribunal is governed by the Tax Appeals Tribunal Act, Chapter 345. The tribunal handles cases where any person is aggrieved by the taxation decision under a taxing act made by the URA. It deals with cases where people are not satisfied with the taxation decisions. The appeal procedure is more informal as far as the legal procedures are concerned. One does not need to be represented by a lawyer. It can be an accountant or anybody else. So it's more of informal. and there are not many legal technicalities like filings to be done. Appeal to the Tax Appeals Tribunal must be within 30 days of receipt of an objection decision. So after receiving the objection decision from the commissioner, within 30 days after receiving the decision, you're supposed to appeal if you're to appeal. And the taxpayer is required to pay 30%. 30% of the tax in dispute or tax in agreement, whichever is greater. Then let's look at the appeal to High Court. The taxpayer is required to appeal only on only matters of law which must be contained in the notes of the High Court. The appeal should be done within 30 days after receipt of the Tax Appeal Tribunal decision, served and served to the Registrar of High Court. After receiving the decision from TAT, the Tax Appeals Tribunal, and you're not satisfied, within 30 days you're supposed to appeal to the High Court. And the taxpayer is required to serve to the Commissioner General with a copy of the appeal letter submitted to the High Court within 5 working days. If not satisfied with the High Court decision, a taxpayer may appeal to the Court of Appeal. Yeah. So that was it. If you object to the commissioner decision and you're not satisfied with the objection, you go ahead and appeal to the Tax Appeals Tribunal. But when you're not satisfied with that decision, you go to the High Court. When you're not satisfied, you go to the Court of Appeal. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, and watch my next video. We shall be concluding our topic, tax administration.